Okay, last, this is the final straw. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be part 5 of the tarot reading from the day after the election at, 1:18 in the afternoon. They're still counting votes, right? All right, third time round. The Ace of Swords. A child, a miraculous child will be born. Something new is going to happen here by force of will. I mean, in other words, the theory, children don't just happen. Well, they do, but there's some intentionality. If life, if there's life, life has some will to live. Life has some intentionality. Babies, that prevails. I think you just popped into my head, but this might be bad news for the abortion pro-choice crowd. You know? Okay. The Death card. Now, Death card doesn't mean death unless you also get the Hangman, like real close. Which we got a few days ago. I'm expecting the FBI to knock on my door, and ask me about that. And I'm going to tell them, hey, just in the cards, I'm not... I don't have a van full of ammunition or anything, or nor do I know anybody that has a van full of ammunition. I'm just reading the cards. Now, anyway, so here's the Death card. Now, what does the Death card mean? It means some kind of a stoppage. Here's Justice. We're hoping for strength and justice, and we got death. So we were hoping for strength and justice. We got death. Not too good. We have a baby born, but then we have has been born. We have the Death card. There's a radical change. Maybe in order to get justice, we have to chop off 100,000 Frenchmen's heads. I don't know. And when I do know something, I'll tell you. I'll underline it. Say, hey, this is Hangman. All right, Death and the Hangman. Okay, so we do have a death. Death and the Hangman. We had that a few days ago, but you saw me shuffle the cards, right? So we get it again, though. Makes me wonder how did I shuffle the cards well enough? But if you remember, I shuffled them. So here's Death and the Hangman. There's a fake fight. The interesting thing about the Hangman is number 12. See, and when you see 12, you think of what? The Last Supper. I do anyway. Being raised a Catholic. That's big stuff, Leonardo da Vinci, Jesus there, and all the men lined up, and Judas getting ready to go out the door. And, but 12, when you see 12, then you also see 12 signs of the zodiac. But this is the Hangman is actually like a martyr. You could say this is poor Jesus on the cross. I mean, that would be a valid interpretation of the Hangman. By the way, he's hanging by his foot. Notice, not by his neck, so he's not really He's not really dying. He's being made an example of, maybe, or this might be some kind of. And yet there is a sacrificial victim. There's somebody has to be sacrificed. I think that's probably the meaning of the Hangman. And that's where it dovetails into Jesus. Somebody needs to be sacrificed every once in a while for the good of the plurality. So there's Death in the Hangman. So there will be some kind of abrupt stop to this. Now, who will that be? That's falling on the Trump card, so it may be a forced rest. Okay, let's see. Here's a victory card, kind of. The ship coming home. Well, there's victory card. Ship coming home. and the army. This goes according to the army's plan. Okay. Those in the industrial military complex that would have us conquer the world. This is fitting right into their plan. If that's not a conspiracy theory, you got better go find another reader. Here is a shoemaker diligently working on his pentacles. Bang, 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 bang. You know, artisan. 8. It's an apprenticeship. The apprentice. The apprentice. Oh, the apprentice. Well, who's the apprentice? You know, who made that? It's Trump, right? Trump has the world. Trump has the chariot. I predict now Trump is going to win. Bill Koenig said that at 1:24 p.m. Now, he also said Kamala Harris a couple of days ago, and he also said Nancy Pelosi a couple of months ago. So, you know, keep that in mind. The Wheel of Fortune. Now, this King of Swords. Okay, here's how it's been with Biden. Biden is that lawyer guy. His fortunes have gone up and down. I mean, I tell you what, you know, if you had to say, boy, what a comeback kid, you know, I mean, he does something dumb, he gets shot down, and then, you know, he gets back in line. You know, he must have a good-natured personality in that way. You know, he gets back in line, and, you know, and then they make him, he tries again, you know, and but every time he seems to make it, you know, accumulate another $50 million. So, but the Wheel of Fortune goes up and down for this guy. He's only 79 years old. He ain't dead yet. You know, that's an expression. I don't mean to imply death here. Not by when I said that. I just mean that he's going to have more ups and downs to come. Right now, I'd say it's down, though. But, you know, we'll see. The Knight of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Oh, heavens. Here's the Emperor. He's bringing a message of love, but not to, but don't get too you know, don't let your guard down, because here he comes, you know, rampaging with a sword. He likes to do that from time to time. It, you know, kind of balances his outlook. So, okay, remember we had these terrible cards of Screaming in the Night and the Last Judgment, the End of the World. And here now is a very prosaic Ace, Page of Cups. I don't know what that means. It's like, I don't know. I think of Pinocchio. You know, you have terrible catastrophes, then you have a sort of a recess, you know? Having fought and prepared to fight again. The 9. Okay, Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee. This is easy to say. It's 4 years away, you know? But Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee. She got beat. She's getting beat here. But, you know, she always wanted to be president, you know, and she's going to be out there again. And they will have done very well, even if they lose, Biden and Harris. And, you know, but it looks like she's prepared to fight again, see? So Kamala Harris is the future. But having fought before. You see, there's this bandage around her head here. In other words, but still got the sticks ready to fight again. And that was on top of the Empress card. And the Empress, we decided, was Kamala herself, right? And then there was 7 illusions. Yeah, it's the Democratic Party more so, you know. All the Republicans have their illusions too, you know. But okay, the final outcome. Temperance. The mixing of oil and water. Who's the oil? Who's the water? What this means is the parties are going to have to reach an accommodation with each other. Something we all were hoping they would do, or I was hoping that, because you know, I fully expected to get that I would have my second or maybe third stimulus check by now, you know. And I predicted a quick solution to the stimulus check problem. Totally wrong. Me, totally wrong. So, but anyway, here they are. I would say this is Democrats and Republicans working together, trying to make a deal. You know, mix oil and water, and so life goes on. And what looks like going to be the Republican Senate and the Democratic Congress, same as before. Trump, same as before. They're going to make a deal and get... I think probably what this will prove is kind of a libertarian point of view here. That... and all points of view have their time and place, in my opinion. Sometimes it's time for Democrats. Like, you know, it was definitely time for Obamacare. By the way, that's probably going to be intact now, you know. But with the Congress, there remains Democrat. But the libertarian thing, it would be, hey, let's make sure the government doesn't do too much. You know, like leave us alone. You know, we're the ones that are working, we're creating businesses, we're polluting the environment, true. But, you know, we're making widgets, and the widgets make more widgets, and, you know, we're making a living. So maybe if the government doesn't do too much. Now, on the other hand, in the face of the COVID epidemic, I mean, we are still in it. We'll still probably have more people die of the epidemic than have died yet, you know. So we're still in the middle of something terrible, and the government needs to do something, see? Well, because, you know, these are not ordinary times. These are extraordinary times, such as comes every 650 years with the plague. And the East invading the West now. It's time for the East to invade the West. Just like 650 years ago we had the Black Plague, well then the West went and invaded the East. The oscillating of dominant civilizations and so on and so forth. Oh, gee whiz, there's a lot to talk about if you don't have to make a prediction. Okay, thank you. This is Bill Kennick on the tarot cards. November the 4th at 1:32 in the afternoon. They're still counting votes. Bye.